Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing a get ready with me because I want to talk to you about my career as a makeup artist. I want to let you know everything that I have done and my experiences, and just open up the windows of my career so you guys can see and know more about what it is to be a makeup artist. Without any further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, since it's a get ready with me, I'm not gonna be like showing or telling you what products I'm gonna be using. Anyways, on the description below, you're gonna see everything that I use in the video, and probably you're gonna see the products while I'm using them anyways. And we're gonna have the products anyways listed here in the screen so you know what I'm using at the moment. When I decided to become a makeup artist, it was because at first when I came to this country, I actually wanted to be a nurse. So I applied for a nursing program in a school, and they were having an issue with me because I have a pre-existing condition. I have a heart condition. And they were like, oh no, you have to ask your doctor to give us a letter that says that you are pretty much normal in order for you to take the program, which was very like weird for me, because they shouldn't be asking me to do something like that, and they shouldn't be like asking for a doctor to prescribe or write a letter saying that somebody is normal when they're not. And my condition doesn't limit me to do anything but like running, and that's it. That's something that I cannot do, like run a marathon or something like that, but I will be able to do everything else. And doing a nursing career or pursuing my nursing career, and I wouldn't be asked to run a marathon in order for me to graduate. So I told them about it. I told them that I was pretty normal, that I didn't have anything that wouldn't limit me to perform or do my job properly. But anyways, they didn't want me to take the program, I guess. So after that, I really spent like 4 or 5 years doing all the prerequisites that I needed for that program, and it was so devastating that I couldn't take the program that I remember I sat down and I was talking with my husband, and I was telling him like maybe that's something that was supposed to happen in order for me to just give it up and that's it. It makes me realize that maybe they didn't want me to take the program or something like that. I don't know. With the same school, I did a certificate, so I'm a certified nurse assistant with them, but they didn't allow me to do the nursing program. So when I was doing that nurse assistant program, I remember I had to do some, it was kind of an internship or something like that I had to do in a hospital. It was like a home, and there was a lot of old people, very sick people, and that, you know, it was a home anyways, and they were very, very bad. And I remember that every day that I had to go there, I would be so depressed. I would feel so miserable because I couldn't wrap my mind on how you are going to have your mother, your father live there and not visit them, or if they're sick, just leaving them over there without any attention and love from you or nothing like that. Every single patient there was that I could talk with were telling me the same story, that I have a month, 2 months, 3 months that I don't see my daughter, my son, or my family. They just left me here, and it was so depressing that I feel like if I would have pursued the nursing career, maybe I wouldn't be as happy as I am right now. And for me, not being in the program actually was a huge eye-opener, and that made me realize that maybe that career wasn't for me. So when I sat down and I spoke with my husband, I told him, I think I'm going to study something related to makeup artistry, because I've been working with you doing makeup. He's a photographer, so I was already doing makeup with him for models and like tests for models and stuff like that, or small jobs that he had, and I was really enjoying it. And I was like, you know what, I can do this. If I can make money out of this, maybe it's something that I can do. I feel happy doing it. I feel that I have the talent to do it. And he was like, oh, hell no. He was like, okay, you're not gonna pick a career because you think that because I'm doing this photography thing, you're gonna be picking something so we can do it together, or if you feel that you're taking that decision because of me or something like that. No, I want you to think about it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you to take a week off. Let's not see each other for a week so you can think about it. And you're sure about your decision, because I don't want that decision to be like something that you want to do because of me. And he was like so afraid that I was making my decision because of him, because of his career and all that. So I remember I told him, no, I'm not taking my decision because of you. I'm doing it because I really love the career. I feel like I'm gonna be successful on it, and I feel like if the nursing thing didn't work out, it's because maybe this will. I remember I started finding out about schools here in Florida that I can take classes and maybe, become a professional on it. I was doing it with like self-taught at the beginning because I didn't know much about makeup. I only knew whatever my mother taught me, which my mother owns a salon in Venezuela, so she had to study cosmetology, and she knows about makeup because she studied on the cosmetology program over there in Venezuela. They taught her makeup, and I did learn makeup with her. When I started doing my own makeup, she was like, okay, if you're gonna do your own makeup, then you need to do it properly. Make sure that you are using the products correctly and that you're choosing your foundation correctly so you look well and you're not, like a clown around on the streets. And she taught me makeup, and in Venezuela I had like a couple of opportunities to actually assist my mom and do makeup for a couple of weddings that she did and stuff like that. So that's why I felt comfortable when my husband told me if I could do makeup with him at the beginning of his career as a photographer. That's why I felt comfortable telling him, yeah, I can do it. And I remember I set up a kit with a bunch of drugstore makeup and stuff like that I was using to do makeup on these models. And I was like, no, I need to take classes because I need to learn more about products. I need to learn more about what it is to, like, color theory, basically. And of course, how to network, meet new artists or meet people that are doing the same thing that I'm doing, because at the moment when I was with my husband, I was only with him all the time working. So I didn't have the opportunity to meet other photographers or even other artists to start working with them. It was very interesting. So I started school, and it was amazing. I felt that I was doing the correct thing for me, that I was actually pursuing the career that I should have pursued from the beginning. I felt very welcome in the industry. I started to meet new people, photographers, and started to collaborate with a bunch of people, and it's been an amazing ride. When I started, like at the beginning of I would say the first 3-4 years of my career as a makeup artist have been like not a full-time thing. It wasn't a full-time thing because I wasn't making enough money for me to leave my full-time job yet. I was doing makeup basically on the weekends, and so I was collaborating with other photographers and stuff like that. At the beginning, you do a lot of free work because you need to build your portfolio. So I was collaborating with a lot of photographers for free. When my husband and I decided to live together, I started to think about doing makeup full-time now, because if I don't, I told him, I remember I told him, if I don't make the decision of doing it full-time, I will never do it full-time. Like I will always have an excuse to not leave my job, my full-time job, and keep doing this on the weekend. And I will never be a makeup artist. I will always be the same thing I was doing. I will always do the same thing I'm doing. So I was like, you know what? I need to take the risk. So in 2018, I quit my full-time job, but they offered me to do it at home. So I will have more time to do my makeup, and I still will have my job. So I took that position at home. So I was working at home part-time and then full-time with my makeup. I think it was a God thing, because when I quit, I remember like a week after, my husband tells me, hey, you know that Wilhelmina posted a message on Facebook saying that they're looking for new artists in Florida, and I already sent an email, so I'm letting you know so you can send an email too, because they're looking for makeup artists, hairstylists, and photographers. And I was like, what? Okay. So I sent an email to my agent, and I remember I was like, nah, they're not gonna, I don't have nothing on my portfolio that will like caught the attention of Wilhelmina. So I was like, I'm gonna apply or whatever, and if they say yes, good. If they say no, well, I have to see what I'm gonna do. So I sent the email, and they replied to me like 2 hours later, saying, asking me when I was available to go meet them. And I was like, what? So I was like, yes, of course, I'm available. I think it was a Thursday or something like that. I'm available Thursday. So I was so excited and nervous at the same time. And I was like, okay, perfect timing. I quit my job full time, and I need help to start working as a makeup artist. What best to be with an agency so they can help me start my career, like full time. So I went and I got the interview with my agent, and he was so nice with me. He basically didn't say anything bad about my portfolio. He did tell me that I needed to work in a couple of stuff and talk to me about what they're looking for in an artist and stuff like that. So I was like super excited, and I signed with them. A couple of days later, they sent me the contract, and I was with Wilhelmina. So I said that it's a God thing because I took the decision to quit my full-time job, needing the job because it was a couple of months that I was living with my boyfriend, with my husband. Sorry, we got married like a couple of months ago, and I'm so used to call him boyfriend and not husband, and now he's my husband. So, and we needed the money because he wasn't able to pay for everything and in the house, so I needed the money. I was feeling so lost because I was like, okay, if I make that decision, what I'm gonna do? Like, I'm gonna have to start sending emails to everybody, like going to events and start like working my off to make sure that I contact everybody and that I work at least every week. So thank God I signed with Wilhelmina because I started working with them right away, and I'm super thankful. And my first job with Wilhelmina was in the Bahamas. So I was super excited because I got to travel to the Bahamas, and the shop was in a cruise. It was a cruise, no, it wasn't a cruise line. It was a yacht line from Italy. So, oh my God, I had the best time. Everything was so beautiful there. We had such an amazing time. Everybody there was amazing. The client, the models, everything was so amazing, and I had such a great time. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. If I'm gonna be working like this, like, I'm gonna have the best time of my life with my career. And it has been great. All the people I have worked with, it has been amazing, that I really can't complain at all. I also had the opportunity to work with celebrities. The first celebrity I worked with was Naomi Osaka, and the first thing that I did with her was a article that New York Times magazine wrote about her, saying basically that she was almost the next Serena Williams and everything. And I remember after that article, she won the against Serena Williams, and they called me again from New York Times magazine, and we actually did a cover with Naomi Osaka, and I was super excited. So that was my first cover. Then after that, we had another cover with her for ESPN magazine. Oh my God, I was so excited and thankful, and I couldn't believe that that was my job, like that I was doing so much in such a small time. Like, I didn't even have a year with Wilhelmina yet, and everything was happening like that. Then after that, after a couple, like the next year after that, around April, I remember I received an email. And when I received the email, the first thing I saw was Vogue magazine. And I was like, what? Vogue? No. This is a mistake. So I read the email from my agent, and he was like, no, there is a story for Vogue that they wanna do and blah blah, and they wanna have you as a makeup artist. So it's like, oh my God, no. Vogue magazine? No. So I was like, of course. And he was like, okay, sit tight, because they haven't made the decision yet, so I don't have anything from the magazine, like any words from the magazine yet, so just sit tight there and wait for me. So I was like, okay, perfect. So I remember when that happened, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything and I'm not gonna tell anybody about this. I'm gonna keep it to myself because I believe so much in energy, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep it to myself. I don't wanna tell anybody what's going on. I'm not gonna tell anybody about the opportunity. I'm going to only pray on it and see what happens. If it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, great. A couple of days after they told me about it, my agent sent me an email. Okay, Vogue say yes, so they wanna hold you for the magazine. It's gonna be like an article inside the magazine, and that's it. I wasn't expecting that it would be anything big, but still, like, being in Vogue is big already. So I was like, okay, perfect. Whatever it is, I take it. So a couple of days before the job, they sent me an email that it was going to be about a couple that are gonna get married. They didn't say their names or anything like that. They just said that it was a couple from the USA soccer team, women's soccer team. And I was like, okay, perfect. And it was Ashlyn Harris and Ali Krieger. So for me, it was so amazing because they were very sweet. They are beautiful in person. And we got to travel to the Exploria Stadium in Orlando, and the stadium is amazing. It's beautiful, and it has one part of the seating in the stadium is actually with the rainbow colors, and it's beautiful. And when you see it, it's so magnificent. It's enormous. So I remember we shot there. We had to do makeup and hair and everything on the stadium, and then we shot for the magazine there. They did a couple of things in the grass part and then around the stadium. And when you see the magazine, I'm gonna put pictures here. You see that they took 2 pictures from everything that we done. We actually shot almost 6 to 8 hours. It was a lot of pictures, but I wasn't expecting anything big, because when they were talking about what they would be doing, I thought that it was just one picture for a very small article. And I remember every single month after we shot, I was like, okay, making sure that I had Vogue magazine here in my house. And every month I would check the magazine, and I was like, okay, this month is not it. Okay, this month is not it. And it was actually for August issue. And when I got that magazine, I remember I was speechless. And I saw it was actually spread in the magazine. And when I saw my name there, like Makeup by Lennie Billy, oh my God, I almost cried. I remember I took a picture and I sent it to my mom, my sister, my brother, my husband's family. I sent it to everybody. I posted everywhere. I was so thankful and so happy that was happening to me. And that was a dream that I thought that I would never reach too fast, like that fast. For me, it's like I don't know, it's not the same feeling when you do an editorial for a small magazine, and maybe it's a web editorial or it's a very small editorial in a magazine, when you see a magazine like Vogue and you do something for Vogue. I don't know how to explain it, but if you are a makeup artist, I guess you know what I was feeling, and it was amazing. It was a dream come true. And after that, I've been working for huge brands. I work with Polo Ralph Lauren. I have worked with Steve Madden. I have worked with Gap, with Old Navy, so many brands, and I have met so many artists in the industry, like makeup artists, hairstylists, stylists, photographers. I have worked with amazing teams, and it has been an amazing experience. I feel like for the small time that I have with the agency, I have done, or I have already so many memories that I will never forget, and I will always be so grateful about it. So that's why I wanted to do this Get Ready with me, with you guys, and letting you know everything about my career, because I feel like this can inspire anybody that is a beginning artist in anything, whatever you are trying to pursue, whether it's photography or makeup or styling, anything. Just keep working, keep dreaming, always maintain a positive attitude, whatever. It doesn't matter whatever you're going through, always keep your head up, and I'm getting emotional. And just keep dreaming. I'm gonna stop. Okay, to keep talking about my career, something that I will tell you if you're trying to pursue a makeup career or a career in makeup, I always suggest to everybody that's starting is, first, you have to be willing to do a couple of jobs for free. Because at the beginning, remember that you are not known first. Second of all, you don't have a portfolio, so you need to build your portfolio. You need to practice too, because it's very different to do your makeup and then to do somebody else's makeup. I would suggest not to start right away full-time on it. Like if you have at least a part-time job that can help you a little bit with your bills, and then whatever you do with your makeup career, you can use it to reinvest in building your kit. Make sure that you have the products you need. At the beginning, I wouldn't suggest you go bananas with everything in the kit and start buying very expensive stuff and building a $100,000 kit. What I would suggest is spend your money in having great foundations and everything for your base from good brands, and then eyeshadows and pencils, stuff like that you use to complement a look. Just try to use more inexpensive brands, and that's it. And that's what I did. I had my job full-time. When I had it full-time, I reinvest in my kit so much. Like I built my kit from zero, and I made sure that I had all the products that I would need in order for me to be able to start working properly and with every client that I could work. Because some clients are gonna ask you to have certain stuff in your kit and some others don't care. But that's what I would suggest. Yeah, definitely try to reinvest and not use, like if you start your makeup career and you go full-time on it, if you make any money, then you will use that money for bills and you won't be able to use it to reinvest in your career. This career is expensive. The same thing for any other career as an artist. Whatever you do, whether you're working with food, with clothes, with makeup, with photography. My husband's equipment is, I don't want to talk about prices because I'm gonna get depressed, but his kit is like a down payment for a house. So it's very expensive. And my kit is probably a quarter of a down payment of a house. So this career is expensive. So that's why if you have something that you can do and that will take care of your bills, your house, your any bill that you have, and then whatever you do with your career at the beginning, you will use it to reinvest in your career, then it's going to be easier for you to start building your portfolio and your clientele and everything. So you don't have to be worried about, okay, I have to do a certain amount of money by the end of the month, and then that is going to first get rid of any creativity that you might have because you're gonna be worried all the time. Two, you're gonna start doing a lot of stuff that maybe you don't feel comfortable doing or you really doesn't feel inspired doing, but you have to do it because you have to make money. And third, you're gonna start not loving your career anymore because you're gonna be like, I'm not making money with this, why I'm doing this? So I feel like the more I think about everything I have done before, I still, if I had to do it again, I would do it the same way. Because I think I took the right steps to be here right now, be a full-time makeup artist, and feel right. And feel that I made the right decision. So that's what I would suggest you to do. Of course, everybody's different. Everybody have different experiences. I don't have kids yet, so I don't have that responsibility. I don't own a house. I don't have like big or huge responsibilities. So maybe that's also a plus in my situation. My last job before going into quarantine was actually with Polo Ralph Lauren, and it was an amazing job too. I met amazing people, and I remember I was like, oh my God, this year is going to be amazing. I started the year working for Polo and blah blah, and then coronavirus came. So with the coronavirus, here I had the time to sit down and think about everything I'm doing, think about my career too, think about everything I want to do. And that's why I basically came back to YouTube, because I started my channel 2 years ago, and then I stopped because I started feeling like uninspired, and then I was feeling like this was interfering with what I was doing. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop and focus on my makeup career and forget about YouTube. But then after all this happened, I was like, you know what, I want to return to YouTube because I feel like here I have the chance to be me, to be able to teach stuff to you guys, to talk about stuff with you guys, to share my story, to maybe create stuff that nobody really is interested in doing with me, because a photographer maybe is not gonna be interested in filming a makeup tutorial. So here I have the chance to do that, except my husband because he has to. But in here I can do it, and I can talk with you guys, and it's something that is like therapy for me. So I decided to return to YouTube, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the decision. And I hope you guys are also happy, and everything that you have seen in that you see every week in my channel is something that interested you, and let me know whatever else you want to know, or maybe if you have questions about my makeup career. But my makeup career is not a short career, but it's not a long career either. I have like maybe I would say around 8 years as a makeup artist, and I think I'm going to 4 years with Mina, if I'm not mistaken. And it has been an amazing ride. And during the quarantine also, I had another opportunity that was for me first it was a bless that I could get that opportunity, because like I was dreaming about me being in the magazine, working for the magazine, not necessarily being in the magazine, but have one of my makeups or one of my jobs there and my name on it, and the same thing as Vogue. So I remember a couple of weeks ago, I get a DM in my Instagram, and is one of the editors from this magazine, and tells me, hey, I wonder if I can use one of your pictures from your Instagram account, because we're doing an article from for the magazine, and we're trying to have different artists there so people can start following them. And it was about Black Lives Matter, and since you're also a Black creator, I want to put your name on it and this picture. And she shared with me one of the pictures from my Instagram, and I was like, you know, sometimes I have received emails from people that supposedly work for such and such magazine, and then when you look it up, it's a spam. So I was like, is this true? So I remember I told my husband, and my husband was like, okay, let me look it up. So I started looking the person up and all that, and we saw that the person was real, and it was from the magazine. So I was like, no. And he was like, yep, it is the magazine. So it was for Allure magazine, which I was so happy, and I felt so humble, because I remember I asked her, like, out of curiosity, how did you find me? And got interested in my work. Like, how did you find my Instagram? And she was like, oh, somebody from the magazine actually referred you to me and showed me your work, and we decided to go ahead and move forward with you. And I was like, oh my God, I was so thankful. And now I'm in an article from Allure magazine, and I'm all over a website. My picture is next to Kerry Washington's picture. And I'm so happy and humbled and everything, and because everything that's happening, and still I had this amazing opportunity, for me is a blessing. It's a blessing. I cannot say otherwise. Everything is that has happened in my career so fast as it had happened is definitely a blessing. And I do believe in energy, and whatever you put out in the world, it returns back to you as well, or the same way you put it out. And I'm always like thinking positive about everything, and I do everything as honest as I can, and I have flaws and all that, but I feel like I try to do everything as the best way I can do it, so I don't hurt anybody. So these opportunities definitely come because I'm doing something good. And again. This eyeshadow is a little patchy and I had to keep applying and applying. I think it's a primer I used, maybe. And I think to wrap up everything, I will say like I have so many dreams that still I have to make sure they come through. One of my dreams is, now that I already achieved being in Vogue, I want to achieve is the cover. So next time you see me, maybe it's going to be in the cover. That's one of my dreams, also to have one of my makeups in Allure magazine, in the actual magazine, like printed. Yeah, and keep working, keep meeting a lot of people, and keep collaborating and working along with amazing artists and photographers and other stylists and all that. Keep working here with YouTube. I want to be able to keep doing stuff for you guys and do this as my recreation time. In the future, I do wanna do like more jobs or more videos in which you can see more of my creative side. If you follow me in my Instagram, you see that I have a lot of pictures in which I play with a lot of color and I play with a lot of textures and different type of makeups, and I love doing that. And in the future, I do want to share that side of my artistry here in YouTube. Like, I want you guys to see me working with other models and see how I do makeup, and so you are able to see me do something else than doing a pretty makeup look on myself, and that's it. And of course, keep sharing my story with you guys. That's gonna be also something that I want to keep doing. I want to keep inspiring people to pursue their dreams and never give up, and make sure that whatever they have in mind doing, they can do it. And never, you should never give up. If you believe in yourself, like Mama Ru would say, if you don't believe in yourself, how the hell you're not gonna believe in somebody else? You're gonna believe in somebody else. So if you don't believe in you, nobody's going to believe in you. And this look I'm creating today is basically, well, I actually bought this palette not long ago. I wanted to play with it because I don't own any palette that has all matte shades and all that, and I know Natasha Denona is such a great brand, and I wanted to create something with it. And since I have a green shirt today, I wanted to create a look that can go well with this green shirt that I'm wearing right now. I wanted to keep it all matte, but I feel like I needed something in my inner corner, so I took some shimmer from a palette from Pat McGrath, and I put some light in between in my inner corners, and I think it looks much better. This is a great palette, actually. The thing is that it was a little bit patchy and it was giving me issues, and I think it's because of the primer I was using. Make sure that when you use this palette, that maybe you use a primer that is more sticky or something. it was my bad because I put the primer and I didn't let it to be sticky. I set it with one of these eyeshadows, so it wasn't grabbing. Like I was working and working and working, putting more and more product, and for some reason the color wasn't grabbing much. Let me know in the description below if you are pursuing a makeup career, if you're thinking about it, and if you're thinking about it, why. What is it that you are thinking that it's not making you take the decision? If you have any questions about like how to start or where to start or stuff like that, just let me know in the description below. I would love to talk with you guys. I would love to respond to any questions that you guys might have about what's being a makeup artist that works in the fashion and commercial industry. There's a lot of makeup artists that are only working in here in YouTube, or they working in the events and bridal side, and that's a completely different world. If you are thinking about doing something like what I'm doing, then speaking with people that work in the environment that you want to work, it's going to help you best. And of course, I always recommend you guys to, one, keep learning, because that's something that is not gonna stop. Be open to everything. I mean, in the sense that you might think that you know what you're doing, and sometimes you really don't. And sometimes you have to be open to changes, to work very fast also, because sometimes you don't have 2 hours to do a makeup look. I actually had to learn to work fast. Right now, I think that I'm very fast in comparison to when I started. When I started, I might take to do a natural look like 45 minutes or something like that. And right now, I think that I can do a full face natural look and less than 30 minutes. Practice, practice, practice. And then when you think you got it, practice more. And be willing to try also different type of makeups, different type of looks. Work in every single industry if you can do bridal and do photography, and also do commercial. If you have the opportunity to work in all these environments or different industry, then do it, because that's going to allow you to first know what you want to do forever, and then start to invest or do whatever you have to do to make sure that you're doing a good job in that specific industry that you chose. For example, I love the fashion and commercial industry, and I invested in my time to make sure that I have the right portfolio to show clients, or to show in my website. I built my website demonstrating that I'm a fashion and commercial makeup artist. So that's going to help you find new jobs, of course, and start working in the right place. And when I say be open to work with everything, it's because sometimes you think that you're gonna like working in a specific industry, and then when you're working in that industry, you're like, oh no, I don't like it anymore. And then you think that it's because you don't like your career anymore, but then, or you had experience working in different industries, then it's going to allow you to take an informed decision and then make sure that you are in the right place and working with the right people. Make sure that you network with the right people. And yes, like, I feel like I'm giving you all the things or all the advice or tips that I could give you, because those are the things that I did when I was starting my career, and I feel like it worked with me or for me, so it might work for you too. I hope this video helped you know me a little bit better. Make sure to like the video so I know that you like this type of content and that I can create more of it so you can know me more. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Again, leave me in the description below anything that you wanna tell me and I'll be responding to you. Don't forget to share the video with anybody that you might think this information can be helpful. And I see you next time. Bye bye.